There's not going to be. Okay. So, how's your week? Really?
Busy.
Busy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why so busy, Gina?
Oh, Thanksgiving is coming.
You need to prepare?
Yeah.
What are you preparing?
Turkey.
Turkey? Don't worry, I'm not ordering one. So that's one less.
Oh.
Because I will be gone. I will be in Miaoli.
Oh.
Not really Miaoli, Hunan.
竹南
So, because there's a Chaya. Chaya.
采药，泡饮就是问。
Yeah. So going to be doing a big firing down there for a few days.
Yes.
So before we get started, did you remember to do your
Yes.
homework?
Yes.
No? You didn't? I don't ask you to do much. A couple words here and there, what you hear about the week. So Sophia and Jane, every week I ask you to listen for new English words, new English phrases that you hear, and to write them down and bring them in, and we can talk about them. So, did you? No? 你记得吗?
没有。
No, you didn't hear anything new? So, who would like to start?
Take a nut.
Take
Take a nut.
a
Nut.
No.
knot.
N-U-T-S. No. It's
Nut.
yes.
nuts
So,
It's
take a lot of nuts. Take a lot of nuts. From what?
I don't understand what that meaning. I know the nuts, but
Hmm. What is it from though? I need context. Where did you see it? Where did you hear it?
movie.
Movie? What movie? Like a children's movie or something? Or
Not joking.
what movie? It's an English movie?
Yeah.
So what's the title? Do you remember? Because I need context, because this could mean many things.
oh
Yeah, it could mean just taking nuts, or yeah, it could be that, or it could be like talking about nuts like money, or it could be talking about nuts like nuts could also be slang for, how do I say this? Yeah,
Is
just
another meaning?
yeah. There's many meanings.
Already?
Yeah. So like having a like saving a nut can be like you're saving money, right? It's like your little nest egg or your nut, right? Because like
Because
squirrels.
This boy is making a lot of trouble. The uncle told him, you take a lot of nuts.
There might be a translation that's different.
Already?
Yeah, maybe you heard it wrong. Maybe it's I'm not sure.
Okay.
Because yeah, I'm unfamiliar with what it is. If I knew the movie and I knew the scene, I'd be able to tell you a little bit better. So if you can figure out what you should do, figure out the name of the movie and tell me, and I can check it out and then figure it out. So I'm not really sure what it might be, because it's not an idiom.
Okay.
So it's maybe what we call a metaphor. So you say one thing even though it means something else, right? Okay. So an idiom is a kind of metaphor. So next time I'll need more information for it.
Sure.
So, but that's okay. So, anyone else? Any others? Okay. Immediate.
Immediate. Immediate. Right now. Oh, right away.
Right away. Immediate. It doesn't mean right now, but it means right away. To happen very, very soon, very quickly, right? So immediately, this is an adverb, right? This is an adjective, right? So you need to immediately leave the room. Means right away. You gotta go. Or immediately, I need you to do this immediately. Means stop whatever you're doing and do that now. Okay, so right away or right now. Okay? So if something is not immediate, it's not that important. It's not needed in a rush. Did you see this in an email, or did you see this did someone ask you, or?
Email.
Email? Okay. So if they're saying it in an email, maybe they want you to send back an email right away. Okay? So it's something that needs to be done right away. Okay? Any other words? Danny, you holding back?
The day snuck up on us.
Okay. Okay, so snuck being past tense for sneak. You know, sneak, right? To sneak, right? So the day snuck up on us. I'm sure you had something new, or you were doing something on the day. It's a very important day. And then the day happens, and it's like, oh, it feels like we didn't have enough time to prepare, right? So the day snuck up on us. It came very quickly, right? Or it came up on you without you knowing, okay? But we all know the day is coming, right? So when you say the day snuck up on us, it's not you're surprised that the day is here. It's just that you feel like you needed more time before the day happened. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay? So, okay? So maybe you're thinking Thanksgiving, right? It's next week. So you have to make all these turkeys. And then all of a sudden Thanksgiving will be here and you're like, oh, the day snuck up on us. Well, you know Thanksgiving is next Thursday. You know you need to do all this preparation, but it just feels like there's not enough time.
Yeah.
So when the day comes, you can say, oh, the day snuck up on us, right? So you just feel like you want more time before the day comes. That's why the day snuck up on you, okay? To sneak, be quiet. Be quiet and come up behind. Yeah. Any others? Any other words? Phrases? Make sure I get Trisha on here for attendance.
Attachment.
Attachment? You see that in emails?
Thank you.
Yeah. So attachment. So the key word being, did I forget a T? Yeah, I think I forgot a T. It's here. Attachment.
Not easy.
No T.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, even native speakers spell things wrong sometimes, right? Yeah, so it's ATTACHMENT. Attachment. Okay? So, is something that is stuck to something, right? So I can attach this pen to my drawer, right? Now it's attached.
Attach.
Okay, so in an email, an attachment is a file. Maybe say I take the PowerPoint and I send it to you in the email and it's the attachment. It's because you have the email and you attach something to it and send it. Okay, so. Okay, so maybe you see little kids and they have those roller skates that they can put on their shoes,
Yeah.
right? They're plastic, so they slide open and those are an attachment for their shoes that let them be a roller skate, okay? So attachments is anything that can be attached or stuck onto something else. That's why we call in emails, look at the attachment below and then there's files below. Those are the attachments because they're stuck onto, okay?
But sometimes I saw someone will send the attach.
Attached below, that's the verb, because they attached it below. The file is attached,
Oh, below.
Below.
is attached below, yeah.
Attach.
But someone will send the attach it.
The attached file, right?
Attach.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So this is a verb.
Attached.
So the attachment was attached. So you could say the attached file, because it's the verb, it's the action of putting it on. The file was attached. Okay, so it's a verb. Was attached, that's a verb phrase, right? Okay, or is attached. But this is a noun. So the attachment was attached. So you have a noun, the attachment, the thing,
Yes.
was attached. The verb, the action of being attached. Okay? So you can say the attached file, the attached form, the attached, I don't know, driver, the attached whatever that they're sending you.
Can we just say the attach? The attach.
No, you shouldn't, because it's a verb without any noun. So you need to say the attached and then have an object, something that's receiving the action of being attached. Okay, the attached picture, the attached file, the attached PowerPoint, because this is a verb. So by itself, the attached what? Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Okay, so it needs to have an object that's being attached. The attachment is correct, the attached is not correct. Okay? Does that make sense? Do you understand the difference? No? You don't email enough, Vivi? Okay, Sophia. Okay, alright. So I know that's confusing, a little bit confusing, because they're both very similar words, okay? So, a lot of times when you put MENT on it, it turns it into a noun, okay? So the attachment is the item, it's the object. Let's take this one down, okay? But a verb is the action, right? So if the sentence says, here is the attached, it's incomplete because it's here is the attached. That's just you have a subject here is, right? But there's no action, there's nothing that's receiving the action. So you can say here's the attachment. But if you say here's the attached, you need to say what is attached. That's the difference. Okay? Because this is a verb. Okay? Any other words? Bridget, do you have any phrases, words you heard this week?
It's a no.
No, you didn't do your homework? Oh. Trisha?
Mission.
Mission.
MISSION? Yes, mission.
Mission.
Military guy, knowing mission.
Mission. Yeah.
It's
So mission.
No. Analysis M-I-L-E.
Oh, missile.
Missile.
What's missile?
Missile.
The same means
No. Missile is like a bomb.
Rocket and the missile.
Oh.
Missile.
Okay? That's a missile.
Missile.
Hmm? No,
It's not missile.
yeah, for war.
Air to air missile.
Yeah. Missile.
Like World War II, that kind of war.
Yeah. Okay? So that's what a missile is.
So is that is
No? Yeah. So this is I'm not sure where you maybe heard it. One of the kids
other new
on the news.
CNN News.
Ah, okay. So yeah, missile. It's just
Maybe Trump.
flies in and then blows up.
Yeah.
Okay? So it's like a bomb. Okay? Flying bomb. Okay?
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned means to keep listening to something. Okay? So, on the news, they would say, we're going to go to a commercial, but stay tuned. When we come back, we'll tell you an important thing that just happened today. So it means tune, right? On the TV, you used to have to tune the channels, right? There was a dial, right? Before there was a click, click, there was like the, kind of like on the radio station, right?
Yeah.
So you would tune the dial,
Yes.
so that's called tuning, because you're trying to find the right frequency, right?
Yeah, yes.
Okay? So to say stay tuned means to keep it on to that station, that radio station. Because radio was first, right?
Yes.
So you tune it in to the station, it's like, hello, welcome to the news, right? Okay? So then it'd be like, stay tuned and we'll play the song that you want to hear, right? Okay? So then TV came and you had the TV channels and you would turn, and then it was click dial, then it was buttons that you pushed, then it was a remote control you had.
Yeah.
But we use the same thing because it started with radio and slowly moved. So we still say, stay tuned. So if you want to write something and email out, you can say, stay tuned and tomorrow I'll send an email, blah, blah, blah. So it just means to keep listening or keep your ear out, right? To make sure you're keeping an eye out to find something again. Saying, listen for information later. Okay? Got it? Trisha.
Pyongyang.
Pyongyang?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's North Korea.
North Korea.
It's North Korea's capital, Pyongyang.
Yeah.
Where like Kim Jong-il is.
Yeah.
Okay? So it's North Korea, it's the capital city.
Why?
So,
Why? What's that?
Pyongyang.
Oh,
So-
Pyongyang. Pyongyang. Oh.
Yeah. So it's the capital of
North Korea.
Yeah.
Pyongyang.
And I'm sure I'm not saying it properly. Korean is very difficult to pronunciate.
Yeah, it's hard.
Okay?
Pyongyang.
Any others before we move on?
Could I ask a question? Because last night I talked to a person from Philippines,
Mm,
and not Philippines, Malaysia,
mm,
and he said Malaysia, the East Malaysia and West Malaysia,
mm.
and then I said, wow, yeah, Malaysia is big, but he said no, it's not big, and I said compared to am I right to say that compared to Taiwan?
Yeah, that's the correct way to say it.
I just try to figure it out, compare to.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking about compare with. Do I need to say compare with or compare to? Which one is correct?
Both are the same.
Oh,
Both. It's
Pretty much the same
so
meaning.
I can say compare.
You could say compared with Taiwan or compared to. It's slight difference, but they mean basically the same thing. Okay? So to compare something, right? You have an apple, you have an orange. Apple's red, orange is orange. Okay? Why is there no color banana? Right? Why do we say yellow instead of banana? Right? Okay? So you're comparing, right? You're talking about differences. So to compare, oh, this one is sweet, this one is sour. This one grows in the tree, well, this one does too. Okay. So you're still comparing, right? But you're just talking about the differences. So when she's talking about Malaysia's big, and then the person goes, no, and then she goes, compared to Taiwan, yes, it's big, right? So compared to, right? Malaysia bigger, Taiwan smaller, right? So you're just talking about the difference, right? So when you want to talk about difference between two things, right? Malaysia compared to Taiwan is big, okay? So you can use compared with or compared to. Both are okay. Apples compared to oranges are very different.
Yeah.
Okay? So that's how you can use compared with.
Yeah.
Okay? Alright,
Different.
let's get moving on today's work. So I want to talk just about phrases, some simple phrases that you can use in day-to-day sort of conversations, and we'll also have some practice where you can practice with a partner. So, if you need to help someone, oh, hey, look at that. That might help. Okay. Oh, it's so hot. Okay. So, if you want to help someone, you can ask a question. You can say, how can I help you? Okay? How can I help you? What? Questions?
Yeah.
What? You don't want to tell me?
No question.
No questions? Okay. So you can say, how can I help you? Right? If you want to ask someone if they need help, right? Okay? Or you can say, what can I do for you? That's another way. Alright? Do you need some help? So, how can I help, or do you need some help, are pretty much the same. What can I do for you is if you're going to do an action. Right? So that's the difference. But it's still letting them know that you want help. Okay? So, can you say, how can I help you?
How can I help you? How can I help you?
Okay, what can I do for you?
What can I do for you?
Do you need some help?
Do you need some help?
Okay, so if you're going to get something for them, you can say, hi, what can I get for you?
Hi, what can I get for you?
Or maybe if you're in food service, what would you like?
What would you like?
Okay. So if you need them to wait before you can help, okay, so if you're like, hey, done, right? Okay. Sorry, could you give me a second?
Sorry, could you give me a second?
Okay. Now, you will get people who are going to be smartasses and they're going to go, one. All right, help me, right? But still, a second, it's just it's a phrase, right? We don't need just that. Or you say, I'll be with you in a minute.
I'll be with you in a minute.
Okay. So this, it's read as I'll.
I'll.
Not I'll. I'll.
I'll.
Okay. I'll be with you in a minute.
I'll be with you in a minute.
And most of the time they'll say, okay, and you can say thank you. Right? Okay, please, thank you, put them in there anywhere, okay? And it's fine. Alright? So asking for help. So if you have a question, excuse me, could you answer a question for me?
Could you answer a question for me?
Okay. I'm sorry,
I'm sorry,
but could I ask you a question?
But could I ask you a question?
Or if you want to be really informal, you can say, quick question.
Quick question. Quick question. Quick question.
So it's not really that rude, it's just more informal, right? Okay? So they're not gonna go, you just, and normally you go like this. Quick question, right? So just putting up that finger. Quick question. You can throw an excuse me in there. You can throw an I'm sorry. Okay? Those are always good ways to break the ice. You know, break the ice?
Breaking the ice.
Breaking the ice means you haven't talked to them first, right? But you don't know how to approach them, so you say, excuse me, right? So that's breaking the ice. Breaking the ice means like the first talking to someone, okay?
Breaking
Alright?
the ice.
So, help getting something, you can say, sorry to bother you.
Sorry to bother
So that's kind of like, well, he's not going, right?
you.
Okay?
Sorry to
So
bother you.
sorry to bother you.
Sorry to bother you.
But could I have, I don't know, like a coffee?
Could I have?
Okay?
Could I have?
Excuse me,
Sorry to bother you. Excuse me.
could you get me,
Could you get me?
okay, if you need general help? Hi, would you be able to help me?
Hi. Would you be happy?
Could you help me with something?
Could you help me without something?
Okay, so you notice that a lot of these forms are could, would, right?
Could.
Okay? Now, do you know why we use past tense of can and will? More polite, with any good memory from last year, okay? So when we put these modal verbs into past tense, it's considered more polite. Okay, it sounds just softer. Okay? So can you help me? That's still okay, but it seems as more strong. Okay? So could you help me gives them the possibility of being like, sorry, busy. I'm gonna go. Okay? So here is practice dialogue. So what I want to do is I'm gonna go over it first with all of you, and then I want you to break up into pairs and practice it. Okay? So, hi, how can I help you?
Hi. How can I help you?
Hello, could I speak to Mr. King, please?
Hello. Could I speak to Mr. King, please?
Of course. May I have your name?
Of course. May I have your name?
My name is,
My name is.
and you can say whatever your name is, right? Okay? He is in a meeting. He will be with you in a moment.
He is in a meeting. He will be with you in a moment.
I see.
I see.
Please have a seat.
Please have a seat.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And then Mr. King will see you now.
Mr. King will see you now.
Okay.
King will see
So what I want you to do is, I don't know if we have it. Does it look like we have it? Okay. One of you will get to practice with me. Alright? So, why don't you pair up? I think you can pair up with whoever's close to you. Maybe you and Trisha can pair up, okay? And did you see that? Wow! Mickey Mouse. Alright, so go ahead and practice, okay? First, I want someone to be A and someone to be B, and then on the next one, on the next practice dialogue, you'll switch, okay? So, who do you want to be? You should be A, okay?
Hi, how can I help you?
Hello, could I speak to Mr. King, please?
Of course. May I have your name?
My name is Matt.
He is in a meeting. He will be with you in a moment.
I see.
Please have a seat.
Thank you.
Mr. King will see you now.
Okay, let's switch. Now, I'll be A. Hi, how can I help you?
Hello, could I speak to Mr. King, please?
Of course. May I have your name?
My name is Kurt.
He is in a meeting. He will be with you in a moment.
I see.
Please have a seat.
Thank you.
Mr. King will see you now. All right.
Thank you, sir.
Great. Yes.
That's why we can say, can we see you now? Please see you now.
Could see you now? Now you should say will because it's talking about future.
Future.
And it's definite. So he will see you. Could see you now means like maybe yes, maybe no, and it's like Mr. King could see you now. It's not the right tense because it's talking about past tense and it's happening now, right? And it's in the immediate future, so you need to say will see. Right? So you have to think about the tense. All right. Do we have anyone that's still practicing? No? Okay. Next one. All right. So we have some practice dialogue here. How can I help you?
How can I help you?
Can I have French toast and bacon, please?
Can I have bacon, please?
Of course. Anything else?
Of course. Anything else?
Where is the iced tea?
Where is the iced tea?
It's behind you in the fridge.
It's behind you in the fridge.
Oh, I see it.
Oh, I see it.
Have a good day.
Have a good day.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you. You too.
All right. Go ahead and practice.
Thank you.
Someone choose A, someone choose B. All right. All right. You choose A.
Okay. How can I help you?
Can I have French toast and bacon, please?
Of course. Anything else?
Where's the iced tea?
It's behind you in the fridge.
Oh, I see it.
Have a good day, sir.
Thank you. You too. All right. So, I just want to hear.
Can I have French toast and bacon, please? Where is the tea? Where is the iced tea? Where is the iced tea? Oh, I see it. I see it. Have a good day. Have a good day. Thank you. You too. Thank you.
Okay. Do you know what that word is? You know fridge?
Refrigerator.
Refrigerator. Okay, so it's just a shortened version. Fridge.
Fridge.
Okay?
Fridge.
In case you didn't know. Alright? So, I know this is very simple, but I'm trying to link it to people who are in the class that have certain jobs as well, okay? So, next one. ATID, looking at you guys. Alright? So, what seems to be the problem?
What seems to be the problem?
Okay? The projector isn't working today.
The projector isn't working today.
Okay, let me take a look.
Okay, let me take a look.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What are you trying to project?
What are you trying to project?
My PowerPoint slides.
My PowerPoint slides.
It looks like there is a damaged cable here.
It looks like there is a damaged cable here.
Yeah, let's say that. Damaged.
Damaged
Cable.
cable.
Okay, so cable, right?
Cable.
One of these. Damaged.
Damaged cable.
Maybe broken. Okay? So,
Broken.
not for real, this is fine. Okay? So damaged cable. I don't know how that happened.
I don't know how that happened.
Right. They didn't know how it happened. It's okay. I can replace it.
It's okay. I can replace it.
It should be fixed in 5 minutes.
It should be fixed in 5 minutes.
That's pretty maybe too fast. Great. Thank you very much.
Great. Thank you very much.
Okay. So obviously there was a problem here. So what's the problem? What seems to be the problem? Okay. That's a good way to ask if they have a issue. Okay.
Seems to be problem.
All right. So why don't you pair up and you can practice it once. So someone choose A, someone choose B. All right.
What seems to be the problem?
B A.
A.
And you could use this even in security. Say that there was a problem, and you walked up. You could say, "Oh, what seems to be the problem?" Right? That's a good way of asking.
What seems to be the problem?
The projector isn't working today.
Okay, let me take a look.
Thank you.
What are you trying to project?
Project.
Project.
There you go. My PowerPoint slides.
It looks like there is a damaged cable here.
I don't know how that happened.
It's okay, I can replace it. It should be fixed in 5 minutes.
Great, thank you very much. Alright, so, replace,
Replace.
replace,
Replace.
damage.
Replace. Damage. Replace.
Was it damage?
Minutes.
So, slides, the PowerPoint, what we're looking at right now. So, the PowerPoint slides, one slide, this is one slide, this is another slide.
Another slide.
One slide,
Slide.
one slide, right?
Slide.
Yeah, so slides, it's like the old days where it was like a, and it would move where it was like the little slide. So this is a newer version of it, right? We don't have the little carousel going and the slide dropping in and out, right?
Slide.
So they call this square a slide.
Slide. Slide. Square slide.
So it's just a slide, PowerPoint slide. Okay? Now,
PowerPoint slide.
you might look at this word. Now, is it project or project? Project.
Project.
Okay? So, okay, remember when we were talking about syllable stress,
Syllable stress.
right? Okay? Project is talking about a job or a task, right? Project, to shine a image, I guess. Right? This projector projects something onto the screen. Okay? So that's what this means. To project. Okay? So project, project.
Project.
Okay?
Project.
This is a verb.
Project.
This is a noun.
No.
Okay? Alright. So, do you hear the dun project? Project. Dun dun. Right? So you have a strong second half, and this one's a strong first half. Okay? So,
Project. Project.
alright, small talk. Who knows what small talk is? Danny, don't answer. You either, Kurt, or you, Sophia. If you weren't here last year, I would like you to try and answer. What is small talk? It's when you talk like this.
No.
No. What is it?
Practice the speak.
Yeah, but it's just like daily sort of conversation, right? Like just having a conversation about nothing, really, right? Something day to day, okay? So small talk is an important thing to learn, but it's also very hard to master in another language. My small talk in Chinese consists of like where I come from, how long I've lived in Taiwan. Wow, how can I speak Chinese so well, right? Okay, it's the conversations I've had about 1,000 times with taxi drivers in Taiwan.
Yeah.
Taiwan Dojo. Right? So, and they're just like, wow, your Chinese is so great. It's like, no, I've had 500 of the same conversation with taxi drivers. So I'm really good at this conversation. So, but with that, you can talk about, the weather. How's the weather today? Or how about the weather today, right? Or did you hear about, you can talk about something in the news, right? What did you do last weekend? How's the family? Man, I hate Mondays, right? It's not really about anything, but it's just about your feelings, right? Okay, or, so busy today. right? Okay, I can't wait for this weekend. Did you watch the game last night? Did you get your hair cut? So, taboo topics in English age sometimes, okay? The rule of thumb typically is guys, you can ask, women, you probably shouldn't, which that's not fair, okay? Maybe I'm sensitive about my age. My birthday's next weekend. Okay? So, money or income, that's kind of a taboo topic, okay? Weight or body imperfections, right? I moved to Japan, and they were just like, oh, Matt, you look fat. And I'm just like,
How would you say?
oh. But there, it's just like, it's culturally, it's okay to talk about.
Really?
Yeah,
I don't think so.
Okay. yeah. Trust me, I had it asked many times, okay? Politics, okay?
Politics.
Politics can be very, very tricky right now, especially for Americans, okay? So, you can talk about it, but be open-minded about it, because there are very strong passions on both sides right now, okay? So I would say staying away from politics is a good idea, okay? So, and religion.
Religion.
Okay.
Religion.
So those are kind of taboo topics, okay, for English. Taboo, you know what taboo means? Taboo. Taboo means that it's something that shouldn't be, it's like not a norm. It's not something that's okay. It's not that it's bad, but it's just that it's like if I ask a woman her age, and she's like, that's taboo, right? So it means that it's something that you shouldn't touch. You shouldn't. It's like for private only, right? Okay. So,
Avoid.
all right. So taboo.
Taboo.
Right? Did you translated it? Okay. So, all right. So there is a video here of how you know you're bad at small talk. Hold on. All right. I'm gonna go change this.
How was my weekend?
And this is just funny.
Yeah, that's good. Cool. Yeah.
So, this is talking about how you know you're bad at small talk. So you prolong conversations. Prolong to make longer. Okay?
I'll get to it. All right. I'll see you around. Yeah, good. How's your weekend? What? No, sorry. You're yeah, I'll do it. It was good though. What? Weekend.
So it's hard to find common interests. Common, the same. Interests, things you like, right? So it's hard to find common interests.
Did you see Game of Thrones last night?
Oh no, I actually don't watch Game of Thrones.
Oh.
So Game of Thrones is a TV show. So she says, "Oh, did you see Game of Thrones?" I don't watch it, right? Okay. So you lack storytelling confidence. Storytelling. You can tell a story, right? Storytelling. Okay. Confidence. It's like I can tell a story, or like no confidence, like no, my stories are bad, right? Okay. So if you lack confidence, you're shy. You don't. No. I don't want to. Okay.
Yeah, so they call it storage wars because people fight to get storage. But you see the Disney World all the time as a kid. Oh,
Bad timing. Do you know bad timing? Okay.
that's cool. Oh, seriously? I was there. Weird. Guys talking about space? And so I said, that's not racist, you're racist.
So he uses the mute button because he's embarrassed.
Yeah, I need to go to channel.
Yeah, I'm about to ready to. Oh, you're walking this way?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
good.
Yeah.
So,
So just a funny video.
yeah.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
I put it down. I'm actually gonna.
all right. So, here's some dialogue for small talk that we can practice. I'm glad that the job is finished.
I'm glad that job is finished.
Okay. How long did it take?
How long did it take?
4 hours with no break.
4 hours with no break.
It's nice to finish a job.
It's nice to finish the job.
It's good and bad.
It's good and bad.
What's bad about it?
What's bad about it?
When you finish,
When you finish,
you just start another job.
you just start another job.
Yes, you're right.
Yes, you're right.
It does get boring,
It does get boring,
especially if it's the same work
especially if it's the same work
over and over.
over and over.
But that's what most people do.
But that's most people do.
Yeah, I guess we are stuck in a routine.
Yeah, I guess we are stuck in a routine.
I wonder if there is a job that you don't repeat over and over.
I wonder if there is a job that you don't repeat over and over.
You think there's a job you don't repeat the same thing over and over? Sure, teaching. Every day is different. Every class is different. Right? Okay, so break. You know what break is? Take a rest, right?
Take a rest.
Right? Especially. Do you know especially? Special, right? Basically, it's talking about something that is special, right? So I think it comes from is special, and they change it into an adverb to be especially. So it's like saying is special, especially, right? Do you get how that happens sometimes? They just smush some words together and they're like, that's the word. Okay, routine. Do you know routine? It's your maybe, okay, you wake up at 8 o'clock, you have breakfast at 8:30, you read the newspaper at 8:45, you go walk your dog and you do this every morning. That's a routine. It's a pattern that you do. So you get to work, you punch your card, you go and you do one thing, then you have to go and do another thing, and it's the same thing that you do in the same pattern. So that's a routine. It's a pattern that you do over and over, okay? So, that's routine, alright? Okay? So, you want to practice this? Someone choose A, someone choose B, okay? I'm glad that job is finished.
How long did it take?
4 hours with no break.
It's nice to finish the job.
It's good and bad.
What's the bad about it?
When you finish, you just start another job.
Yes, you are right. It does
Get it?
get boring.
Yeah, especially if it's the same work over and over.
But that's what most people do.
Yes, I guess we are stuck in a routine.
I wonder if there is a job that you didn't repeat
No,
over.
not didn't. Don't repeat.
Don't repeat over and over.
Yes. Okay, good. All right.
And over.
So, let's see. Okay. So, what are some sort of small talk that you talk about? What are small talk topics? Small talk topics that you ever use? Name? Name would be like an introduction. Like, what's your name? Sure, it is kind of small talk, but it ends pretty quick, right? It's maybe like, what's your name, Danny? What's your name, Matt? Done, right? Okay? So small talk is a little bit bigger than that, because that's more of an introduction, right?
I think health.
Health? Okay.
Because our people, they love to talk about
Health?
to keep you healthy.
One thing, what about,
Keep healthy.
have you eaten?
Have you eaten? Chả
Chả bao rồi. Chả bao. Right? Okay. What else? What are other topics that Taiwanese people like to talk about for small talk?
About climate.
Climate, okay, so the weather.
Oh, yeah,
Episode.
Hmm?
Episode. Episode.
Episode of what? TV?
TV.
Okay, so talk about TV shows.
Oh. What is that?
Episode is one TV show, so episode 1, episode 2, episode 3, right? Right? So, episode.
Episode. Episode. Oh, episode.
Episode, so it's one show of a TV show. So you got like episode 27, whatever, right?
Oh, movie.
Movies, talking about movies, okay? So it seems like a lot of the small talk is the same, right? Pretty similar topics, right? Also, I feel like sometimes in Taiwan people like to talk about who they know. Oh, I know this one guy, he's the boss of this one place, you know? Yeah?
It's Gatsby.
Huh?
Gatsby.
Gossip.
Gatsby.
Yeah, gossip, right?
Gossip.
Right? So, alright, interjections. One thing that I want to talk about briefly. So what is an interjection? It's something that expresses emotion or excitement, okay? So I have some YouTube videos in a list, but instead of going through those, actually I'll click on the list, because the list is good. So, if you look at these, they're always followed by 3 things. An exclamation point, a comma, or an ellipsis. You know ellipsis? So this is an ellipsis, the 3 dots, okay? So, it always is followed by that, because it's expressing an emotion or a sound, okay? So if you look at these, a lot of these is like, ah! Right? You can't really write that, but that's the way that we put it down, or aha!
Aha.
Right? Or okay? Now, when you read it, sometimes people will go ahem. But that's the closest, so it means right? And this is like ah. Okay? Right? Aww. Okay? Ah. Boo. Right? You know boo? Or like boo-hoo. Okay? So boo-hoo,
Boo-hoo.
to cry, or grrr. It's cold. Okay? Right? You know The Simpsons? Homer? You don't know Bart, Lisa? The yellow cartoon?
Oh.
People that are yellow? Homer? It's always yeah. Okay? Duh.
Duh.
So if someone says something and you already knew it, and you're just like, it's like saying the sky's blue. Well, duh. Okay? Like, yeah, everyone knows that. Okay? Eek! Right? Screaming. Alright, what are some other good ones? Laughing. Right? Okay? This is like hooray, like
Hooray!
right?
Hooray.
But here's the thing. Whenever I talk to a Taiwanese person and they're typing English and they go, it's them it's them saying yes, but I go, what are you thinking about? Because to us, when we see this, it's like, right? Right? So it's confusing. Don't use that in place of yes. Okay? Because to us, we don't have the right? Okay? Like evil laughter. Okay? So, oops, ouch. So you understand interjections, right? Okay? They appear a lot in our language. Okay? So you see here, we won't practice this one, but like, whoa!
Whoa.
Right? Did
Whoa.
you see that UFO? No, I didn't see one.
Really?
Really? Okay? It looked really cool. Right? But are you feeling okay?
You feeling okay?
Yeah, I feel fine. Why? No reason. Oh. Okay. Will you come over this Thursday to play poker? How do you say this one? I'll think about it. Okay?
Think about it.
Aww! Come on, it will be fun. Maybe next time. Okay? So you see, interjections are very important in our language for expressing emotion. Right? So there's the UFO. Okay, so with vocab building, since we only have 1 hour a week, it's important that you are listening for 3 words. Okay, each word. Bridget. Okay, so minimum of 3 words. Okay. Now, if you're not hearing it at work, maybe you watch a TV show. Maybe you listen to ICRT. Maybe you listen to, I don't know, music, anything. Any way you can expose yourself to English outside of this class. Because I know that I'm such an awesome teacher that 1 hour a week and you're going to be fluent by December, right? Okay, that's just 2 weeks away, right? Yeah, that's the look you should be giving me because it's not enough time for language. So there are vocabulary websites. For basic or beginner level, you can check this one, okay, with Everyday English. And for intermediate to advanced words, you can check these. This is on, I put it into, I need to share it with you. I have a Google Drive with all the PowerPoints. So you can have access to these links by just going in and checking them, all right? But you should be taking time out of your week if you are serious about improving your language. If you really want to improve, you need to do more than just this class. I wish I could have you for an hour a day, but I know that's not possible. I know you all have your lives. I know at 4:30 you're like, ah, shit, gotta start class. I wanna go home, right? Okay? Yeah, me too, but that's okay. That's normal, all right? So I understand there's life that happens outside of here. So don't feel bad about it. But if you are serious about language improving, you need to spend more time. And does that mean that you sit for 3 hours on a Saturday and study these lists? Because it's going to go in, and then it's going to go out. Okay? So what you need to do is 10 minutes a day. Or twice a day, 10 minutes each time. Right? Okay? So if you break that down, if you're doing 10 minutes in the morning and 10 minutes at night, so you learn something in the morning, you try and use it during the day, at night you review it, it's going to stick so much better. Okay? That's how I was always trying to get by when I lived in Tainan in the countryside. Okay? I would practice something in the morning, I would try and use it, and then I would go back and I'd review it later on. And it would stick so much more because if you're not practicing what you're learning, it disappears, okay?
Yeah.
So, all right. I had some idioms that I wanted to talk about. I can do it briefly. There's only 4 of them. Kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Have you heard that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So, I'm in town for business, so I'll kill 2 birds with 1 stone and visit my uncle too. Okay? It's to do 2 things for the cost of 1, right? Okay? Get out of hand. This is a good one for you to keep those kids in the bus in line. Hey, don't get out of hand, right? On the bus, or you will have an accident. Okay? Out of hand, right? Right now, this pen is in control. Out of my hands, not in control. Okay? So,
Hand. Get out of hand.
so if the class is out of hand, it means that I don't have control over it. Not like I'm going to grab the kids and be like, stop. But the kids are going, running around, okay? That's out of hand. Okay? For anything. Easy does it.
Easy does it.
Easy does it. You just left the hospital with a broken leg. You don't want to hurt yourself again. Okay? So easy does it. So to do something easy, to relax, right? Easy does it.
Easy does it.
Okay? If you're running and you start to feel like your heart's gonna blow up, it's like, hey, easy does it. Relax. Okay, so it means to slow down in action. Okay? Wrap your head around something. So let me wrap my head around this. You sold your car for only $300? Why? So you're trying to wrap your head around it. You're trying to wrap your head around an idea. Okay? You're trying to think about it. You're trying to understand it. To wrap your head around something.
Wow.
Okay, to rap, was that trend? Rap? Like, is that right? How? How, okay. So, and wrapping your head around something, okay? So, to understand something. Okay, so that's it for this week. Please keep an ear out, keep an eye out for English words. I want you to come back next week with some. Okay? So, any last questions before I let you go? Yes, Dave.
Did you know what is the sweet tea? Sweet tea?
Thrifty?
Sweet tea?
Spell it.
Sweet.
Sweet.
Sweet. SCHWIFTY.
Ah, they're asking about Rick and Morty. Get swifty?
Yeah.
It's a made up word. It just means to, I don't know, to get swifty. Like, there's no meaning.
Oh, okay.
It's just a joke from the show. Yeah, don't worry about it. It's not a real word. Don't worry. Yeah, it's not a real word. So it's just it's a joke because it sounds like something like, I don't know. Because he made up that song, right? Get swifty.
Yes.
So he's just trying to make a word that sounds like it means something, but it doesn't mean anything. Okay. Alright. Have a good week. Keep those ears open. Okay? Practice that English. So when I come and order food, I say, how can I help you? Yeah? You can say that to me. What can I get for you today?
So you can come to us. Come to you. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, you're welcome. Really? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Thank you for letting me know.
So you will send the today?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's already there. I do it before class every day.
Oh, okay.
So it's already there.